to Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm your host, Bridget. Don't forget, right here on YouTube, every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Guys, today's topic is learn the language. If you're going to be moving to another country, I cannot even stress how important it is to put learning a language up here, way up here. I had it here to learn Spanish. I was casually doing Duolingo for probably the 5, 6, 7 months prior to the move. Not really taking it as serious as I should have been, because I know that I was going to get here and have more time to focus and really learn the language. I'm going to say reverse that and make it up here. Make it a top priority, learning the language, because here's the situation. Okay, so I know enough to get around and maneuver, get things done. And it's a challenge in the Dominican Republic, especially being in Punta Cana, a tourist area, because all of the people that I come into contact with want to practice their English. So, you know, me being lazy and not wanting to challenge it and not wanting to hold up the line behind me and, you know, those type of things, then I'll just go ahead and abandon my Spanish and go ahead and speak to them in English. Well, no more. That time is over now. In Punta Cana, if you see me, habla español. No more English. Okay, so talk to me in Spanish, please, because I have got to learn the language. So while I was doing my preparation, getting ready for the move, I was working on my Spanish, but everything else took priority. Of course, selling the house, getting the budget together, packing, moving, getting your documents in order. All of that is extremely important and should be high, but learning the language, now I know, needs to be right up there with all of those things. Okay, so this is what just recently happened. This is the reason for this topic today. So I live in a gated community, Cocotau. Cocotau has a HOA, like most communities do. So we had our first annual HOA meeting. So everybody that knows me know I'm very involved. I'm very community oriented. I'm actually the president of my community. There are 9 owners. I'm the president of our association. I'm over the buildings. I'm over the maintenance. I make sure our property looks good. I make sure everyone pays their dues. So I'm very heavily involved. So if you say HOA meeting, there are a few little things that I would like to see done around the community, things that I don't feel like are done in a timely enough manner. So of course I have a whole lot to say, but this is the Dominican and it's a Spanish speaking country, so why would they have a translator there? So of course me and my American friends all show up speaking English. Couple of people are a little bothered because there was no translator. But I said, put yourself in the U.S., where in my community there were owners of different nationalities. I'm from Texas, Houston. Of course, we had a huge community of Hispanics. We had a huge community of Asians, and the majority did not speak English. But they did not walk into the HOA meeting saying, where's the translator? Because that wasn't happening, because they know Americans don't cater to other nationalities. What do we say? And I know everyone has said it. I'm guilty. You're guilty. We've all said they need to learn the language if they're going to live here. So I've got that from my neighbor sitting next to me at the HOA. He was looking at all of us Americans sitting there together, talking in English. Talking in English. Now, one of us was using our Spanish, even though my husband and I do speak Spanish sometimes at home. We practice. We do speak Spanish when we go out. Of course, we're not fluent, but I'm going to be, because in the HOA meeting, I understood what was going on. I wasn't 100% comfortable because there were heated exchanges that I could not interpret because they were speaking so fast. My Spanish is good. My listening is not what it should be. And had I known you know, how important that was going to be, especially going into the HOA meetings and doing business. Translators are not there. You can't take a translator with you everywhere you go. You don't want everybody to know all your business, so you've got to learn to do things on your own, and you've got to learn to speak the language. So this HOA meeting was, I'm going to say, incredible, because I love a community that cares. I love people who are involved, who are expressive, who really get involved and have express themselves and say what they want to say. I loved it. It was right up my alley because everyone had something that needed to be done. We pay HOA fees for a reason. We live in a beautiful community. We want it to stay that way. So people are up with their questions that answers everything. I have one question. I could ask my question in Spanish, and if the speaker wasn't too fast, I could understand. But I lost all of my confidence because only thing I could think in my mind was, I'm going to ask my question, he's going to answer it, but then he's going to ask me something else, and he's going to ask it at record speed, and I'm going to have to say, despacio, por favor, which is please slow down. And I didn't want to do that in a room full of people because I wanted to be that American, that black girl, moved to Dominican, that was able to communicate effectively. And I wasn't. I didn't feel that confidence. And everybody that knows me knows I'm super over the top confident. I don't lack it, never have, but that moment at that HOA meeting, I lost my confidence. So I didn't get my question answered at that moment. I, of course, had one of my friends, shout out to Juanita, for asking the question for me. She's fluent in Spanish and getting the answer. But I don't ever want that to happen again. By the time the next annual HOA meeting rolls around, hand up, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to ask my questions in Spanish. I'm going to be there to receive it all in Spanish and whatever else they have to say to me. So that is why I say, if you're thinking of moving abroad, wherever you're planning on going, put learning the language right up there at the top of the list with doing your budget, with getting organized, with finding a home. Make that part of the process. And I did, but I would do my Spanish in between doing something else or halfway watching TV. But now when I do my Spanish, I try 100% to focus because I'm smart. People say learning a language is harder as you get older. I'm 50. I don't do anything else but swim, work out, enjoy the beach, eat a lot of cake, do fun things. So there's no reason why I shouldn't be fluent by this time next year. And that is my goal. So find the app, find a language school, find a friend, but get immersed really in the culture. Really learn the language before you get there. Do as much as you can to get your basics, your fundamentals of wherever you're moving. If you're coming to the Dominican Republic, oh my God, there are like so many people that have reached out to me to say, let me help you. And I've been, oh, I got it, I'm doing it. But now I see that I do need that conversation, that constant conversation in Spanish, because that's the only way we're going to learn. And I'm going to stop talking to my American friends all the time in the Dominican. You guys have got to learn Spanish if y'all want to keep up with me. This show is going to stay in English, but hopefully next year we'll be able to do one show a month in Spanish and have a lot more Spanish speaking guests and do all that we can. But this was important to me because I don't like situations where I'm not in total control. So that is my goal going forward. Anybody willing to sit down and meet me at one of the cool places in Punta Cana and have some casual Spanish conversation, I'm down for it. Let's put it in the comments. Let's get together. Let's get me fluent. How about that? So, any questions? And Guys, Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm trying to brand my show, so I'm loving my new t-shirt. I've had a lot of feedback. I've been wearing it around town. People are loving it, so thank you everybody. And you know I have the cigars. So with that being said, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Any comments, questions, I'm here for you. Thank you for watching the show and have a good day.